Hi there. Welcome to the Schwoven's Nest. My name is Sandra, and I'm so glad you're here. I got this picture from the thrift store. It was $5.99. I'm going to give it one coat of Rust-Oleum clear sealer just so the paint will stick a little bit better. I'm just using a regular paintbrush that I picked up at the dollar store and my homemade DIY chalk paint in white. I'm loving all of the brush strokes. It's starting to look like a real homemade clay picture. So I printed off some of these sprigs in just black and white on some tissue paper, and now I'm just going to cut them out. First, I put a layer of Mod Podge on the picture where the image is going to go, and then using my brush, I pick up the image and place it onto the Mod Podge. Then I'm just going to work from the inside out, making sure that my brush is always nice and moist with Mod Podge. Otherwise, I'm going to risk tearing the paper, and I don't want to do that. Then just smooth it out and pounce up and down on any of those bubbles and wrinkles, and just be gentle and work with it until you've got it completely adhered to the picture. For those of you who are going to just get my free printables, check out my website link down in the description box and head on over to my website where I will have all of these free printables for today's video available for download. I used 4 or 5 different designs of these little sprigs, and I filled the whole picture with them, starting from the bottom and going up in different heights and sizes. I really love how this one turned out, and I hope you do too. I am so excited to share with you what is inside this beautiful white and marble box. Rose Forever of New York sent me this gorgeous box of lilac colored roses. The roses are 100% real and they've been preserved with natural oils to last at least for a year, just like they would be freshly picked. There are a bunch of different styles of boxes that you can select from. There's pink suede and black velvet, and my favorite, the white and black marble. All the materials that are used to cover these boxes are vegan. You'll definitely want to go check out their website so you can find the perfect style, color, and size for the interior design of your home. I wish you could smell the delicate perfume of these roses. It's not overpowering, but it's just a beautiful, subtle scent that will enhance your home. I've got a $20 off code for you listed in my description box and a special link to take you to their website. Make sure you go check out all the different options available. You are sure to find something that will fit perfectly into your home decor. For this project, I'm using this 10 by 10 square frame that I picked up at Dollarama. It has a really firm cardboard backing, which I'm going to leave in, but I am going to paint the frame white. I'm going to give it just a couple of coats of my DIY chalk paint. I measured the inside of the frame, and I'm going to use my miter shears to trim these little wood planks. These are just some garden stakes that I get every year at my Dollarama store, and they're about the thickness of the jumbo craft sticks, which by all means you can use if they are long enough. I'm going to cut 2 at about 9.5, and then I'm going to cut another 2 a little bit shorter so they fit in between. I'm still sticking with my black and white theme, but I wanted to add a little bit of gray to the interior of this picture, and you'll see why in a few minutes. This paint is Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Parisian Gray. I created this free printable using 3 different images from Pixabay.com. It's my favorite website to get royalty-free and commercial and personal use images. And when I say royalty-free, they are 100% free to use. All they ask you to do is link back every once in a while. So what I did was put these all together, and now I just use my glue stick on all 4 corners and I'll place it right inside the frame. I'm going to use hot glue on the stakes and put the 2 longer ones on the top and the bottom and the shorter ones on the side. It turns out really beautiful, and I'm really happy that I went with the Parisian gray. It accents the stripes on the paper really well. No project of mine would be complete without some distressing. So I'm using this small chip brush and a little bit of black paint, very lightly just going over the edges, making sure that I have a little bit more in the corners, but I'm just going to distress all sides of this frame. Here's how it turned out. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you clicked on my video today. If you like what you see, why not stick around by hitting that red subscribe button? I would really appreciate it. This candlestick is also thrifted, but it's seen a couple of different makeovers. So I decided to keep it black. It was already painted black, and I'm going to just use some clear wax that has a little drop of white paint in it. I'm going to apply it really generously to the candlestick, making sure I get in all of the little grooves and holes and whatever. And then I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe some of it off and dab some of it away, and the white will stay inside all of the cracks, and it just turns out really beautiful. I've seen a lot of people use this technique, and I thought I would give it a try. I've done it with some other colors. I've not ever done it with black base and then a white on top, and I'm really loving how it's turning out. So you might see me doing a little bit more of this kind of style in the future. This is just a plastic pot that I had in my stash. I'm using the same rough brush and my DIY chalk paint in white, and I'm going to give this a couple of coats. Then I'm going to dress it up a little. Before I add any details to this pot, I'm going to make sure that the paint is going to stay. So I'm adding a layer of matte Mod Podge to seal it in. In my last video, I used these dot stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to give this pot a little bit of detail so it would blend a little bit better with the candlestick. And on the candlestick, there are some sort of bead-like embellishments. So I'm just going to give this pot just on the rim. I'm going to go all the way across on the bottom, and then I'm going to do another row on the top. I'm using the same technique that I did for my previous project using these dots. I just stuck them on with the sticky backing that they already have, but then I sealed them in with a really good coat of matte Mod Podge, and that will just make sure that they don't pop off. I felt like the pot was a little too white, so I'm taking some of my black chalk paint, which is also a DIY chalk paint. And if you're interested in that recipe, I've got it linked down in my description box. And I'm just going to give this one good coat all the way around the rim. This candlestick has an indentation on the top, and although my pot looks like it fits, it just is a little bit too big. So I'm adding this wood disc from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to glue that on, and that will raise up the bottom. So once I put hot glue on the disc, the pot will stick to the disc and I'll get a good secure hold. Using tissue paper and Mod Podge again, I'm going to attach this bee that is surrounded by a beautiful frame, and on the back I have some French script. Again, all available on my website as free printables. I'm going to go ahead and add this on and then continue adding more of the French script until I have the whole pot covered. I'm going to use the white paint and clear wax mixture again, put it all over the top rim of the pot, and then wipe it down. And this will just bring everything together and look really beautiful. For this project, I'm using Folk Art Multi-Surface Paint, and that's a paint that you can use on all sorts of surfaces, including fabric. So I'm going to be stenciling some words and designs onto the front or the back of this pillow, depending on how you want to look at it. The back of the pillow right now has a Paris-themed fabric, so I thought it would be only fitting to add some Paris-themed things to the front. Now I'm just doing a bow at the bottom and I'll do a fleur-de-lis on the top. And I'm going to have the whole thing available as a free printable, but I'm also going to have the little bits and pieces available for you if you wanted to design something different yourself. I like using the makeup sponge technique, and I'm just loading little bits of paint onto it so I make sure I don't get a lot of bleeding. The smaller bits and pieces, I used some plastic poster board from Michaels and used my Cricut to cut out the stencils. This one I happen to have, but I'm going to be just adjusting it a little bit so I can get the right type of curve that I need. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and click all so YouTube will notify you every time I upload something new. Here's my finished design, and for the last step, I'm going to take some heat-resistant Teflon paper. I have a sheet in between the two pieces of fabric so I don't get any bleed through to the back, and then the one on the front. I do have these listed in my description box if you need them, and I'm just using my Cricut Easy Press to iron it. I hope you enjoyed my take on some black and white French country decor ideas. If you did, please stick around by hitting that red subscribe button and helping me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.